I know the difference between an operator and an owner, but if I'm being honest, after 6 years in business, I'm still very hands-on. And there are real reasons for this. I still operate heavily inside of PurgePro, not because I don't understand growth, not because I lack ambition, and not because I don't know what ownership means. It's because of what life taught me, and it's because of what business taught me. I grew up with this mindset. If you want something done right, it's best you do it yourself. And over time, that belief only got stronger. I've been disappointed by business partners. I've relied on people to get things done and watched it not happen. I've had helpers that didn't work out. And when you go through enough of that, it does something to you. It makes you protect what you're building even more. And that's exactly how I've treated PurgePro. PurgePro is my baby. This business was never about fast money for me. It was never about chasing shortcuts. It was never about trying to blow up overnight. I believe that if I kept my head down, stayed disciplined, and improved slowly, and served people the right way, I could build a real name on Long Island. And now, here we are, 6 years, with a solid reputation and a trusted name in exterior cleaning. So when I talk about operators and owners, I'm not speaking from the mountaintop. I'm speaking from the middle of it, because there is a difference. An operator is the one doing the work, carrying the load, handling the customers, solving the problems, making sure the job gets done right. An owner is building something beyond just daily labor. They're building systems, standards, structure, processes, leadership, something that can eventually stand stronger beyond just their own two hands. And if I'm being honest, I've spent a lot more of my journey as the operator, but I stayed there for a reason. For me, staying hands-on was never about thinking small. It was about protecting the standard, because customer service means a lot to me. From my valet parking background, I learned early that when people trust you with something valuable, that trust matters. Back then, it was their vehicle. Now it's their home. And a home is one of the biggest possessions people have. So this has never just been about washing a house. It's about trust. It's about care. It's about how people feel when they hire you. It's about protecting their property and giving them confidence that they made the right choice. And I don't hand that responsibility over lightly, because I know how easy it is for one careless moment, one bad attitude, one sloppy detail, or one wrong worker to damage a reputation that took years to build. That's the hard part for me. It's not just delegation, it's trust. It's wondering whether someone else is really going to care the way I care. And the truth is, I haven't fully gotten over that yet. And on top of that, I actually enjoy the work. I enjoy the cleaning process. I enjoy the transformation. I enjoy seeing something dirty become restored. I enjoy knowing it was done right. So part of this isn't just fear of letting go. Part of it is pride in the craft. There's honor in doing the work. There's honor in being hands-on. There's honor in carrying the standard when the standard is the reason the business became respected in the first place. So I'm not ashamed of being an operator. In a lot of ways, being an operator is exactly what helped me build the company. But here's the tension. What helps build the business can also limit the business. That's the part I'm still working through. Because the same mindset that says protect the standard, do it yourself, stay hands-on, make sure it's right, that mindset can build something strong, but eventually it can also become the ceiling. Because if everything depends on me forever, then growth has limits. If every customer interaction depends on me, if every detail depends on me, if every decision depends on me, then the business can only grow as far as I can personally carry it. And that's where the shift has to happen. Not by lowering the standard, not by blindly trusting anybody, and not by stepping away before the foundation is ready, but by building standards so clearly that trust can eventually be earned. That to me is real ownership. Ownership is not just hiring people. Ownership is building something where the standard can live beyond you, where the values can live beyond you, where the customer experience can live beyond you, where the process can be repeated without everything falling apart. That's the next level. And for me, that's still a work in progress. So this video is not pretending I fully arrived. This is me being honest. I understand the difference between operators and owners, but I also understand why a lot of good business owners stay operators longer than people realize. Not because they lack vision, but because they care deeply. Because they bled for their reputation. Because they've been disappointed before. Because they know how hard it is to build trust. And because they know one wrong person can damage what took years to create. That's real. And I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. So my takeaway is simple. Operators do the work, owners build the structure. But in real life, a lot of us are somewhere in between. And that's where I've been. I've built it carefully. I've built it slowly. I've protected the standard. I've stayed hands-on. And honestly, I don't regret that. Because slow and steady, solid improvement built this foundation. But I also know that the next phase of growth is going to require more from me. Not less care, not less pride, not less excellence, but better structure, clearer standards, stronger systems, and eventually, trust that is earned the right way. So if you're in business and you still feel heavily hands-on, I want to say this. That does not mean you failed. It may simply mean you care deeply about what you built. But at some point, if we want to grow, we have to learn how to turn our standards into structure. Because what built the reputation should never be disrespected. But what built the business may not be enough to grow the business forever. This is the polished contractor.